honored to, and I'm very excited to talk about art with you guys today. So, bring the question.
Hi, this is Mariam Hassan, and today we'll be getting to know Jakobe.
Hello, my name is Jakobe Dempsey. I'm with Aggressive Expression, and I'm an actor, I'm a director, a writer, filmmaker. I do music, I'm a singer, I'm a rapper, I'm a poet. So I guess that's a lot of check boxes.
So Jakobe, tell us, how did you get into acting?
That's a good question. Okay, so I was 2, maybe 3 years old. I'm from Dallas, and that's where I was. And my mom was a teacher, and she had a student who was, a little model. So she asked him, how do you get into this, and how did you do this? And he gave her a couple little steps. So she introduced me to an agency in Dallas called the Campbell Agency, and she sent in my headshots, and they wanted to meet with me. Because, my mom noticed that I loved entertaining people at a young age. I loved being in front of people. I wasn't shy. So, she sends in my tape and my headshots to Campbell Agency. They fall in love with me. So they start sending me on print ads and little commercial auditions. And I guess I was good. I don't know. I guess I was good. So
when did you first perform?
I first performed doing print ads for JCPenney and Dillard's, and I started doing runway. I started doing fashion shows, and and it was a blast. Loud music. We did things at like the Gaylord, which is like this big recreation center in Dallas. And then my first commercial was for AT&T, and I remember I was like a little kid who was standing underneath like a measure. You know how like kids, like as they grow up, they measure how tall they get progressively. I was like that kid. And that was like a really fun thing I did. That was my first commercial. So
Jakobe, what inspired you to be an actor?
Basically, that's my inspiration. My inspiration is just, I love performing. I love making people smile. I love making people happy, and I love playing characters because, it started with modeling and runway, but even still, that was like the best versions of me. So then through acting, I can be other people. And that kind of brings out the best in me as well. So it's just it helps me balance me as a person. It helps me balance me spiritually. And it's just always been something that I've really enjoyed doing. And I don't see that ever ending. Acting is like second nature to me. Everyone who knows me they just know that I'm a character. So that's who I am,
So what characters do you enjoy playing the most?
I like playing villains. I like the villainous style because I've been in major crimes before, and I was a suspect to some murder, and that was just really fun to me. It seemed like second nature. I like being the character that I've always felt like villains kind of carry the story, and their motivation is also helps drive the hero's motivation as well. So I'm gonna cut you off right there. You're fired. I am terminating your employment at Topper Jacks, and I'm going to need your badge back.
Wait a minute. You mean
Don't do it.
my name tag?
Whatever you want to call it.
My name's written on it.
Whatever you want to call it.
And I paid for it with my own money.
Company policy.
It should
Just
be
give it back.
company policy for you not to sweat like a filthy animal.
I just love playing villains. And like in my acting class, I played Eric Killmonger from Black Panther. Oh my goodness, that's some of the most fun I've ever had. Even though it wasn't really on film, it was just, in an acting class. That was so fun because, I could see the fear in the audience's eyes when I walked onto the stage, and I really embodied that character. I would love to play that character, but unfortunately, Michael B. Jordan beat me to it. But I love playing villains. I love playing bad guys. I think I'm good at it.
And how do you prepare for roles?
First, I read the breakdown. I read the breakdown over and over and over until I get a very, a keen understanding of who my character is, what he's trying to achieve in the scene. And from there, I go into the script, into the sides that I've been given, and I figure out what is his goal, what is the subtext of the scene. Because that way, I'm not just reading lines. I'm not just pretending to be a character. I'm actually embodying this person, and I'm trying to understand who he is as a human being, because all these characters are human beings. So from there, I feel like that's where the advantage comes as an actor, is when you can figure out how to implement it into your personal life and how you feel when you understand how they feel. So that's what I focus on the most, is the feelings of the character and the motivation.
I hear you're a film director. Could you tell us more about that?
Well, even though I love acting with all my heart, my true passion is filmmaking. And that's storytelling, period. I love storytelling. And I happen to do it mainly through fiction, but when I was 15 years old, I started writing a screenplay, and I surprised my mom with it. And it was fiction. It was just this fiction, fairy tale, mythical story. And I just loved the idea of just telling stories that haven't been told yet. And I was like, well, why not me? I mean, I have all kinds of stories in my mind. I directed my first film. It was a short film, but it was a film called Destination Island. Me and Gemini Marcia, we wrote it together, and then I directed it, and we casted it. It was a fantastic experience, and it was my debut job, and we got legitimate SAG actors to come and help us do this, and we got the SAG signatory because we had to do that because I was in it. I was in it as well, and it was just a fantastic experience, and I'll never forget it.
So Jakobe, why'd you like Lupita Nyong'o so much?
Well, she's the best, and also, I mean, her work ethic is astounding. Her range, astounding. I mean, I'm trying to find more adjectives, like phenomenal. She's phenomenal, and we share. She takes her craft very serious, and she's a student to everything around her, and I truly respect that because I feel that I'm the same way. I mean, I just study directors who came before me, and she does the same. And I was watching an interview with her, and she said that she probably doesn't audition anymore, but when she walked into audition rooms, she would go in with the mindset that they need her. You know what I'm saying? I'm here, and I'm gonna do my part. You know what I'm saying? You guys need me, and I'm like, whoa, that's kind of feisty right there, and I love that attitude.
Also, I heard you make music. Is that true?
I'm a huge advocate for music. I love making music. I love poetry. I love spoken word. I do it all. And, to me, it's all storytelling. It's all one and the same. It's just different outlets and different ways to reach different people. But I love making music. I do hip hop. I do rap. I do pop. I sing a little bit. But, I love music. I've been doing it since I was 12, maybe 13. I've been seriously doing music. I've recently started to take it a lot more serious because, I feel like music is speaking to me a little bit right now, and I'm listening.
So what'd you like to do outside acting?
Outside of film and acting and television, I do a lot of public speaking. Normally I speak at CVUHSD, which is Centinela Valley High School District. I speak there a lot to a lot of the students at Lusinger, Lawndale, Hawthorne, and I speak about how to be successful and how to stay focused after graduation. Whether your path is college, 4-year university, trade, whatever your field is that you go into after high school, I like to speak to the students about how to stay driven, how to stay focused, and I try to, steer their mindset in a positive way, because a lot of the students around where I'm from have a very negative outlook on life and on opportunity. Very recently, I spoke at this event that was hosted by Connecta, and it was called Defy the Odds, and it was for Black History Month. It was on the news and everything. I was the youngest panel there. There were politicians and sheriffs and millionaires and all kinds of guys there, and I was on the panel. I was honored to be on the panel. We just spoke about, I live by this quote, and this is actually a quote that I made myself. So maybe one day, there could be like, quote, Jakobe Dempsey. But here's my quote. The quote is, we can all be greater than what we've been given. And I like to preach that mindset to everyone, whether they're older than me, younger than me, way wiser than me. I just feel that needs to be said to people, and people need to hear that. And a lot of that is in the stories that I tell. We can be greater than what we've been given.
I be catching you staring, be careful, the idle mind is a dangerous place to be left in, but keep your eyes on